What, fool? What's up, y'all? I'm so happy y'all tuned in. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video. So that means hit that thumbs up. And let's get into the second job I had that I got fired from unfairly. All right. So after Harris Casino, I got a job as a pharmacy tech. My cousin is a pharmacist and she worked at a company called PharMerica, and she got me a job as a pharmacy tech in Kansas. And I really liked that job. It was something new. I learned a lot and I grasped it really fast. And then I got to do I got to learn how to like combine medicines and all stuff like that. It was fun. I was like, wow, ooh, this is chemistry. Anywho, I worked there not too long. I want to say I probably worked there for 4 or 5 months, and I got fired from there for some straight bullshit. And my cousin can vouch for me because she till this day she was like, yeah, that was unfair. But anyway, I learned what I needed to learn. I started getting these medicines out. Like, I was on it. I had fun at this job. I was always doing something. It was never nothing where I was stagnant. I was like always doing something. So I got an opportunity to be on a comedian's dating show. This is like during the times when like Flavor of Love and stuff, like, well, I think it was after Flavor of Love. Like, they had Ray J, the love of Ray J or something like that. All these dating shows, competition shows was going on. And this particular comedian, some of y'all know because y'all know my past, but he had me on the show. But before I got on the show, I had to let my job know at PharMerica that I needed 2 weeks off. So my cousin was besties with her boss, and at work they kept it very professional. I had asked the boss if I could take the 2 weeks off, emailed her or whatever. She was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it ain't no big deal. So as it got closer to the time, she was on a cruise. I can't remember how long she was on that cruise, but she was on a cruise. So she really didn't get signal. So she let one of her pharmacists be basically in her place. So he was the boss at this time. And I don't know what happened to the paperwork, but he came in and he was like, hey, anybody that asked for time off, can y'all please resubmit because something had messed up in the system. I can't remember. And he was like, basically, boss lady not here, so I'm in charge. So I'm trying to make sure, everything goes good. So I asked for my 2 weeks because I felt like that's what I needed for the show. I was like, can I just get 2 weeks off? And mind you, I had put in this request like a month before. So I was like, hey, I want to make sure that I get my 2 weeks off. It was already clear by boss lady. So I just want to make sure that you know. And he was like, okay, cool, whatever. He wrote it down. Then, I don't know what happened. The next day I went to work and he was having a horrible day. And he came in like bitching at everybody. And then he goes and says something like, I don't know what was going on. He was just having a bad day. So one girl came up to him and was like, hey, remember I asked for this and this off? And she asked for like a day, 2 days from the day we was talking. So if it was a Monday, she asked for like Thursday and Friday off. And he was like, I don't know if we could do that. Like, he had an attitude with her. And I was like, hi, so I just want to make sure everything's clear, that I'm good. And he walks off. He ignores me. He really walks off and ignores me. He comes back in maybe an hour later and was like, I don't know what's going on. He was like yelling at everybody. So then my cousin comes out of her room and she was like, guys, don't even worry about it. Like, he's just, you know how he is. He's having his days. I had never experienced this because I was new. So I never experienced him having like a horrible day. Mind you, this particular man, he used to smell weird. He used to smell like he was just playing in butt all day. So he comes back and he's like upset, and everybody's like, oh, he's upset. And I guess when he gets upset, he stinks. He just smells like butt. And it didn't make it no better because he's a gay man. And we know what gay men like to do. Well, not all of them, but some of them like to do, you know, things with the butthole. And at the time, like, I identified as gay. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And somebody cracked a joke, was like, he probably can't hold his shit in. And I was like, oh my, why would you say that? They was like, no, he really has issues with holding his poop in. And I was like, shut up. Is that why he mad? They was like, possibly. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, he comes back and I was like, hey, me again. Like, you never answered me. I want to make sure. And he was, I don't know what was going on that day, but he was like, and why do you care? You all, what? You not even going to be here. Oh, that's what happened. So it was a miscommunication, and the wrong box of medicines to a certain, I guess, business it didn't go through. And we was really trying to get all the freight out. We was trying to get all the freight of medicines out because it had to go to all these elderly homes and all these other places that distribute the medicines to the clients. So he's frustrated and everything. And he was like, we're going to have to do overtime and blah, 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 blah. And it was like 3 girls who could not do overtime because they had responsibilities outside of work, like children. And I was like, he was like, so whoever can stay, you know, stay. And I had already had it in my head, like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to stay because I get paid time and a half. Okay. So I didn't mind staying. Plus, I really liked the job. I was like always doing stuff, you know. I had a computer, stand up, can move around, you know. I wasn't just sitting down, and, you know, I get to it was just fun. I liked being a pharmacy tech. So he goes, he asked something, and I raised my hand to say, yeah, I'll definitely stay. But he like went off on me like, and why do you care? Why do you have your hand up? You leaving in 2 weeks anyway. You taking 2 weeks off anyway. And I was like, what they got to do with anything? We just call him Poopypants. I was like, Poopypants, what they got to do with anything? He was like, I'm trying to do my job and blah, blah, blah. I said, you need to calm down. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you need to snap out of it. And he called me a bitch. And I was like, you fucking faggot. Now, granted, in the gay community, gay people use slurs. And he called me a bitch, so I called him a faggot. I didn't think anything was wrong with that. It was fair. So he was like, oh, and walked off. He was like, well, you could go home. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and finish my shift. You could go home. Anyway, he goes home. He really does clock out and go home. And I stay my night or whatever. I stay till like about 7. And I'm like doing my thing or whatever. And the next day comes around and I come back to work. I'm there for probably like 2 or 3 hours. And I get called into the office. And their Poopypants brought me into the room with somebody. I can't remember who else was in there. A manager. And had me get on the phone with his supervisor. And I go, hello? And he was like, hey, is this Ricky? And I'm like, yes. He was like, so I heard that there was a situation yesterday and you said a derogatory phrase or word to Mr. Poopypants, and we do not condone that. And I go, oh, that's because I was called a bitch because I was putting my hand up to let Mr. Poopypants know that I would stay longer to make sure we get the freight out. And he goes, well, you don't need to explain anything. You could just go ahead and turn in your ID and turn in your swipe card. We no longer need you working here. And I was like, wait. So I'm getting fired because Mr. Poopypants was being disrespectful to me and I served him what he served me. He was like, don't worry about it. We don't need your services anymore. You'll get your last check in the mail and you'll get paid for what you work today. And I go, that's not fair. That's not fair. Like, what is going on? So then he goes, well, you were asking to have 2 weeks off. I said, yes. He was like, well, you can have the 2 weeks off. And I go, oh, okay. So when the 2 weeks is over with, or whenever I get done with the show, can I come back? He was like, no, you're no longer needed. I said, that's crazy because y'all are hiring. Y'all need help. That's why I was hired. And I was like, I'll make sure to let boss lady know. And I take all my stuff and I go into my cousin's area. And I said, I just been fired. And she's like, for what? I said, because I called Mr. Poopypants a faggot. And she was like, but didn't he cuss you out? I said, yes. She was like, don't even worry about it. Just go home and, just go home. Don't worry about it. Maybe it's change or something like that. So I did not, I got fired for the wrong reasons. Like, this man was upset because he couldn't hold his poop in his butt and it was in his pants and work was getting to his head, and I got called a bitch. I got called out for putting a request in to go on a show that was cleared by the boss. And then because this dude decides that he got the big head because now he's assistant boss while she's gone, I get fired because you don't like me or because you can't keep your poop in your freaking butt. Like, that's not fair to me. And as I was walking out, I was like, I was listening. I was walking out and I was listening. And these two, the dude that was on the dude that was the supervisor, and Mr. Poopypants was like, yeah, so we're gonna get drinks tonight and I'll see you later and all of that. These motherfuckers went to school together. They probably could have been fucking each other for all I know. Hell, but they were friends. So it was like, of course he was gonna get the upper hand. So I go home. My cousin comes to work and she was like, that's not fair. I tried to talk to Mr. Poopypants. He really wasn't really having it and I couldn't stand the smell. So I didn't want to talk to him no more. And it's not right. Plus, supervisor and Mr. Poopypants are friends. I said, oh, I gathered that when I walked out. She was like, I don't know what to do. And supervisor, first of all, I messed up. He wasn't even a supervisor. The guy that I was calling supervisor, he was head of HR. So even if I was to go call HR and report Mr. Poopypants, this was the guy who was going to get the complaint. Till this day, Mr. Poopypants work at that same company, and I am over it. I'm sorry, y'all. This story time was really short. I mean, I went straight into it. It was really short, but Y'all, that was the second time I got fired for some bullshit. I've never gotten let go because of something under my control. This child, yeah. But if you like the story time, make sure y'all share it and make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And y'all have a great day. I see y'all soon. Peace.